Chapter 20. The Festival of Flames. A few days passed in peace, though the undercurrent of tension, Morgoth's return, and the quiet warnings it carried never fully left my thoughts. But that morning, I noticed something had changed in the air. The markets bustled more than usual. Stalls were adorned with bright fabrics, bundles of rare spices and long garlands of dried flowers and woven grasses. Children ran barefoot through the streets, laughing with their faces streaked in paint, and the usual coppery dust of the desert seemed to shimmer a little brighter under the sun. By midday, the drums began. I leaned from the terrace of my chamber, watching as villagers danced in the square, their feet kicking up sand, their hands clapping in rhythm to a beat that felt as ancient as the dunes themselves. It was unlike anything I had seen in my time here. A pulsing, vibrant celebration that seemed to draw joy from the very earth. I turned as one of the palace aides approached. He bowed slightly and offered in broken English, "Desert fire, the old way. Celebration tonight, yes?" I nodded slowly, piecing it together. A festival, an old desert tradition. I'd heard mention of it in passing, but I hadn't understood it fully, until now. Banners fluttered from the high towers in threads of crimson and gold, torches burned in sconces carved with the ancient sigils of the desert gods, and the scent of cinnamon, burning myrrh, and roasted dates thickened the air with memory. As dusk fell, the desert wind carried the scent of spices and smoke and rosewater. Lanterns made from painted glass swung from every archway, flickering like captured fire's sprits. Crimson and gold silks draped the streets, trailing from rooftops to vendor stalls like flames in motion. Children danced barefoot, hands stained with powdered dyes, while music threaded through the air-haunting flutes, deep drums, the clatter of finger cymbals ringing like rain on stone. Tonight was the Festival of Flames, and it had already begun. A celebration older than the city itself, born from the myth of the flame bird who fell from the stars to bring fur and rebirth to the sands. It was said that the flame bird only descended when land's future was certain, to ignite the change it needed. And perhaps, somewhere beneath the chants and laughter, the people already sensed a fire beginning to stir. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the dunes in a blaze of molten gold, the palace itself transformed. Banners of crimson and orange hung from its marble archways. Torches lit the gardens in flickering halos of firelight. Incense burned low and sweet from golden dishes, and the scent of roasted lamb and spiced bread filled the courtyards. I stood near the periphery of the Rand Plaza, half cloaked by shadows between two stone columns, observing with the stillness I wore like a second skin. My healer's robes bore only the smallest sigils of the court, enough to give me passage, not enough to invite attention. Then she appeared. Zapira. Dressed as she always was, unbothered by the expectation of heavy gowns or tiaras, a silken black crop top hugging her shoulders and bust, embroidered in gold-threaded spirals that caught every glimmer of flame. Loose harem pants, the same deep black, shimmered as they moved, slitted high up her thighs and wrapped in jeweled belts. Gold circlets adorned her upper arms, anklets chimed softly as she walked barefoot across the polished stone. And the people adored her. They reached for her hands, bowed as she passed, offered flowers and tokens of affection. She didn't shrink from them. She smiled, laughed, touched their cheeks, danced with the children. She was radiant. One of them, a daughter of the desert. She would disappear and re-emerge from the crowds as if conjured by the very rhythm of the festival drums. No guards, no polished mask of royalty, just Zapira. Her feet were bare. I had never seen her wear any shoes. Her hair undone, cascading like waves, like molten obsidian, catching firelight as she danced. She was laughing. The sound struck me like a spell to the chest, sharp and disarming. It was rare to see her smile fully, to see the tension melt from her shoulders. The queen-in-waiting discarded like a second skin. Children ran in circles around her. Old women handed her garlands of desert lilies, and she accepted them with a kiss to their hands.